Give us favor.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Fuel for Success. I'm excited. This is episode number 70.
Oh,
That's like a lot.
episode 70. Well, we're going to give away
Indeed,
something.
and we are.
We're going to give away something because of episode 70. We forgot to give away a juice book Monday, meaning yesterday. Good
I
morning.
know that.
Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Serge from Canada. Good morning, my friend Joe Giletti from Canada. Good morning, good old Amber from Canada. Good morning, Marie from Canada. Canada's kind of taking over ranks, my friend.
I
It's
don't
good to
think
see.
Joe's from Canada, but yeah.
Well, Joe's from St. Louis or Illinois, I meant to say. My bad, Joey. Sorry about that. Joe, how's the
It's
fast coming along? I need
all
an
the same.
update. I haven't seen an update in the last few days, my friend. Kansas City, living in Charlotte. Good to have you on the show today, Ben. God
Charlotte.
bless you, man, my friend. Thank you for taking time to join with us. Charlotte's one of my favorite cities. Kansas City's one of my favorite cities. You know what I've learned, Mike?
What's that?
I love America, my friend. I love life. I love everywhere I go. I love New Zealand. I love the Philippines. I love Africa. I love Canada. I love China. I love Korea. I love Italy. Italy is where I'm going on my honeymoon, my friend.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to Italy for sure. Ain't no question about it.
I've been to Italy. I was in Italy for about 6 hours, and I managed to really tick off two Italian guys in 6 hours. So, which is unusual because I'm not the kind of guy that makes people angry, but I accomplished it.
Dude, one time, well, I mean, what did you do to the guy, man?
Well, one guy, I was driving this little Fiat, and I like cut this guy off on a scooter. I didn't see him. The roads are a little different, the traffic's a little bit different. And I cut the guy off, and he like rolls up next to me like this, and he just calmly just starts cussing me out in Italian. Just like,
Oh,
sorry.
busted out a good old Canadian sorry.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah,
if you think
it's pretty
Canada, if
funny.
you'd have cut them off, they would have pulled up, rolled down the window, and waved and said sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
I was once in Philly for a 2 hour delay, and I thought I'm going to get a Philly cheesesteak. I jumped into the cab and I said, "Take me to the best Philly cheesecake. In fact, take me to the top two. I'm going to get one from each place. Even if I only eat half and half, I want to try them both." He took me. I believe Travis was with me. And by the time we got down to the two Philly cheesesteaks, ate our cheesesteaks, and cabbed back, we almost missed our flight. So basically, we would have given up a whole flight for two Philly cheesesteaks. And it really almost was worth it. They were good, man. What would you say, Geno's or Pat's, man? What are you going with?
Can't help you.
You'll help me in May because we'll be there in May, baby.
You
We're going to Philly in May,
you know
everybody.
what?
Your calendar. We are coming to Philadelphia. I believe it's the city of love, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Brotherly love. Yeah.
Brotherly love. Okay. Hey, I'm pretty close there, my friend. Anyway, yeah,
Actually, speaking of sandwiches, if I had to choose, Michael's in Lexington, Mass.
they got the best. Is
That's
that
my
like
pick.
what? Tell me what's on the sandwich. I gotta know.
Listen, you can get a roast beef sandwich there that uh, I can't even finish. Okay, you can get a steak bomb, which is like a Philly, but like with salami on it. It's amazing, like a salami and like hot peppers. They go, "You want hots with that?" You go, "Yeah, hots with that." And the other thing they have there
Listen, Mike,
is
do that again, man. How do they say it?
you want. They go, "You want hots with that?"
Nah, you gotta
They
love
go,
it.
"What are you, a moron? Come on, I got a line here."
I know, man. Hey, I know. And when I went to Pat's to get a sandwich, I was asking questions, and the dude cussed me out. He's like, I was like, and I'm not gonna imitate. Maybe we can bring Caroline to imitate, how they do that. But anyway, oh yes. Awesome, dude. Christy's coming to Philly in May. You're gonna love it. I believe that'll be her first Mission 25 experience. So, dude,
Yes.
Mission 25 is on the rise, baby. It's happening. There's no slowing us down. We're coming. Go to mission25usa.com, my friends. You got 9 options this year. We can't help you if you miss. If you try to celebrate Christmas and you didn't come to one Mission 25, you don't deserve to open presents, my friends. You don't deserve candy canes. You don't deserve eggnog. You don't deserve to put up a Christmas tree. You don't deserve Christmas cookies. You don't deserve to watch Christmas Vacation, Rudolph, nothing. No celebration of Christmas. If you can go a whole year and miss attending at least one Mission 25, there's no celebration of Christmas for you. There's just not. I'm sorry.
Can't watch The Grinch. No Miracle on 34th Street.
No Grinch. No, it's a
No
well,
Christmas tree.
no Grinch. No, It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe It's a Wonderful Life because that might inspire him to do a missions trip. I love It's a Wonderful Life, dude.
You
You'd
can
watch.
watch that movie in August, though. It's okay.
I know.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
I'm a once a month around It's a Wonderful Life. Anytime I'm having a bad day, I wish I had a clearance in
It's
my life.
literally in my top 500 movies.
I had a clearance in my life. Papa Rick, man. I'm not gonna call it out on the show.
Uh, Carol's actually threatening you now, so maybe we should ban her from the show.
Yeah, she's out. Let me write Spreecast and tell them to no longer allow Carol Hopkins on the Spreecast making death threats. Hey, what do we got in line today, baby? Let's light the world on fire. Let's see if we can change
I have
some
no idea.
lives and bring some motivation and encouragement. And let's see if we can get people out of their rut, get people to stop complaining, stop whining, stop being lazy, stop oversleeping, stop eating bad food. Let's see if we can do something good today. What do we got in store, Mr. Mike?
Nah, that'll never work. No, I'm just kidding. Hey.
I'm done.
Today is life coaching and motivation. It's our 70. I'm motivated because this is our 70th episode. You realize that's 14 straight weeks, and except for the one day where I absolutely could not get to a computer, we've done 70 straight episodes. Unbelievable.
A few of those.
I missed one or two. Hey, you know what? We're talking about life coaching and motivation. You know what? One of the keys to really being motivated and having a fulfilling and exciting life is really rooted in self-discipline. If we just wander around in life, a lot of times we miss the things that God is calling us to do. We miss the opportunities that we have in business, because we're just not focused. We're not disciplined. So can you? And you're a self-disciplined person. What are some keys of becoming more self-disciplined? What would you say?
Well, I think the key to self-discipline is pretty simple. I think it's developing a do-it-now mentality and holding yourself to a high standard. When you hold yourself to a high standard, like guess what? The second I woke up this morning, I made my bed. Like I believe in that kind of stuff. Like when I take my clothes
Yeah.
off, I put them in the dirty clothes. You know what I mean? When the dishes are in the sink, I do them. You got to have a do it now mentality. When I need gas in my truck, I fill it up, so, it's one of those things that there's really no secret to self discipline. The secret to discipline is discipline. So I tell people all the time the secret to balance is balance. The secret to prayer is prayer. The secret to eating healthy is eating healthy. So at the end of the day, your willpower has a lot to do with it, but also your mind. A lot of people are not self-disciplined because they're weak-minded, and they allow themselves sloppy living. They allow themselves. In other words, you're going to get what you tolerate in life. So if you tolerate an undisciplined life, if you're not disciplined, and I believe that all discipline begins in the small areas, Mike. I really do. And if you study high performers and
we lose you for a second, Matt? So we can get him back here.
One of the reasons is they teach them to do that in the small areas, such as they make them make their bed, the way they fold their clothes and iron their clothes, the way they make them be structured and organized. I believe that a lot of discipline starts with living an organized life. And so, like we always teach, Mike, and then I'm going to let you answer this. Like we always teach, you know, there's no such thing as an organized person or a disorganized person. What you see in life are people that either were trained well by their parents, either people that made up their mind, or people that made priorities. It's all about priorities. It's all about execution. It's all about, you know, literally saying, I'm just not going to be an undisciplined person. So hopefully you've had parents that put that in you. If you didn't, then you need mentors and life coaches. You know what I'm saying? You need people that can help push you. You need people that can help mold you. You need people that can help grow you. And if you didn't have good parents, thankfully, I had a good father in my life that really pushed me to be disciplined. You know what really helped me become disciplined, Mike, was sports. I know a lot of people think, you know, when you see those pictures of Caleb always practicing, right? So you think, well, man, do you ever I never push him to do that. Literally, that's all his own. But having said that, I recognize that even if he doesn't grow up and play baseball, it's given him disciplines that's going to make him massively successful in anything he decides to do in life. Here's my last statement. You can be disciplined in one area of your life. You can be disciplined in any area. So that's the good news. You have a well to draw from. If you're disciplined in your health, you can be disciplined in your finances. If you're disciplined with your finances, you can be disciplined with your family. If you're disciplined in your family, you can be disciplined in your business. It all ties together. Discipline is discipline. You can have discipline in any area of your life.
That's good. I would say, and you mentioned something. You said that a lot of times people that aren't disciplined, they're
Still with me?
you know, mentally. Yeah, can you hear me? Everybody hear me? Okay. Um, continue with my thought. And Matt mentioned that people are sometimes mentally weak when they're not disciplined, and I would say less than that, and I would sort of tend more towards saying that it hasn't become a focus in their life, and you know, having self-discipline is becomes a focal point of your life. That's when you put you know, energy on it, and that's when you begin to make changes in your life. So it's, if you don't have, in other words, what I'm saying right now is, if you don't have a self-disciplined life, I wouldn't just write it off and say, oh well, I'm just mentally weak and I don't have any opportunity to improve. That's absolutely not the case. All it means is that your mind is focused on things outside of self-discipline, and begin small. Find something that you can do every day, whether it's making your bed or whether it's having a certain routine every day. I'm not a routine person personally, at all. That's just not kind of the way my personality is. But but I find self discipline in things that I do consistently. I don't necessarily do the same thing same time every day, other than, you know, like this show and some of my work things.
Well, Mike, I consider
But
you to be a very disciplined person. I love what Joe said here, The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business by Charles Duhigg. Let me tell you, Joe, I love that book, The Power of Habit. I've got it sitting up here somewhere. Um, it's one of my favorite books. It's a very good book, and I recommend everyone to read it, because really discipline, you can't have discipline without good habits. You can't have good habits without discipline. So they're kind of married to each other. And I'm a believer in good habits, a real huge believer in good habits. And you parents out there, you owe it to your kids to teach them good discipline, such as if my son doesn't look someone in the eye when he's talking to him, I literally make him change it. Literally. If he doesn't say thank you, and if I didn't think the adult heard him say thank you, I'll say, Caleb, say thank you. I mean, I'm not going to embarrass him. I'll whisper it. Go say thank you. He said, I did. No, they didn't hear you. Go say it. Look them in the eye and say it clearly. Shake their hand. Firm handshake. You know, we owe it to our kids. It's going to help them later in life. If we don't discipline our kids, for example, down to our health, our finances. Oh yeah, the compound effect, Joe. God, I love the compound effect. I could read that twice a year and need to. What else we got in the queue, Mr. Mike? I know we got a lot of questions that came in on life coaching and motivation that we keep stored up. So what do we got? Pull one out for us, my friend. Hey, if anybody
Oh yeah, for sure. Just want
if
to
anybody
remind.
wants to come on camera and ask a question, please feel free. All we got to do is all you got to do. Mike, tell them what they got to do to get on camera. Just click the camera button. Is that right?
You were like reading my mind. It was
Great
creepy.
minds.
Yeah, so just click on the camera button. Should be, for me, it's right there. Does that look right, Matt?
Mine.
Camera button. If you want to come
Well,
on
I can't
camera
get over
or
to your
click.
screen, but mine is there.
Yeah.
You know how much
Or click on the
Mike and I are into
question.
consistency and habit and discipline. Like sometimes if I sign on first, I'm on that side of the screen. Like we don't even do it. I'll be like, I'm gonna sign off real quick, Mike, so we can get you on this side. Like I couldn't do the show on his side. I just couldn't.
Right. Yeah. On the extremely rare occasion that you sign
Lemon
on
baby
before me.
right there. And that's one of my favorite mugs. That thing holds so much water, dude. Just a good way to get it done. You feel like a man when you're holding one of
This
these.
is
You know what I mean?
this is Starbucks
That's
coffee in one of my favorite mugs from the Firelight Inn in Duluth, Minnesota. Handmade clay mug. Okay.
extremely proud of you.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Oh,
A lot of us, you're like me. We have extremely busy schedules. We got a lot of things to try to get done every day. Do you have like some performance tips? How can a person be a higher performer, increase their performance, and get more done
wake
in a
up
day?
early. That's number one.
We've talked a lot about
Wake
scheduling,
up
but
early. If you
yeah,
want to get a lot done in a day, get your behind out of bed early and get moving and attack. Attack with intensity. Attack more intense than Rocky. Hear me? If you got to put on, and you know what I do in the mornings, Mike? I put on some extreme upbeat music. You want to know what my alarm is on my phone? You want to know what wakes me up every morning? Cotton Eye Joe, baby. You hear me? There ain't nothing that fires me up like good old Cotton Eye Joe. I can't explain it. Cotton Eye Joe puts me into high performance. I wake up in freak mode. I'm like, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? But no, get up early. Do literally make sure that you always start your day with a written to-do list of what must be done, and literally just don't even think about it. Just do it. Like, don't whine about it. Don't dread it. Don't look at it and say, oh, I got to never drop your shoulders. I teach my son and my ball players, don't ever drop your shoulders. And this goes with your business. This goes with things you got to do, whether you've got to go get your taxes done. Start breathing. Get psyched up. Don't be like, got to do my taxes. I can't stand people that drop their shoulders. Gets on my nerves. So bring it. That's my best advice. You know what performers do, Mike? They bring it, man. They literally, people like Dave Ramsey. Listen, Dave Ramsey, he's a multi-millionaire. You think he's just sitting around on a boat in a golf course all day? No. That guy does daily radio shows. That guy's a working freak. He's a high performer. He's got the same 24 hours we do, but he's driven by his passion. So if you want to be a high performer, you gotta do your passion. You gotta love life, man. You gotta appreciate life. You've got to be fired up about life. You've got to be excited to be in the game. You can't just be dull if you're going to be a high performer. High performers love what they do. They have a tenacity of getting things done, and they live with the do it now principle. They're not procrastinators. They don't waste time. They eat healthy. They exercise, and they get it done. They work hard. They play hard. So that's my advice, Mike, just for some good high performance tips. Anything you would throw in there, my friend?
yeah. No, I like what you said about posture and even body language, because the way we hold our bodies, and that's why workouts are so important. You know what? If you get your body in better shape, you will naturally have better posture. You'll hold yourself more confidently, and that affects your energy. It affects how much you can get done. I've even noticed. Look, my day-to-day job, right? What I do here in front of my computer is like Dullsville, right? I'm writing code, I'm creating things, whatever, for some unending long string of hours every day, and I literally find myself sometimes I'm just like this, and I'm not as productive as if I'm like, all right, get up here, and like you're into it, right? And you get your hands on a keyboard and you
You're
get
making
to
me
work.
laugh, man. Is that why you talk to yourself now, Mike? All the Dollsville. I didn't know you lived in Dollsville. I love that analogy there, man. No, I love it, Mike. But you know what? That's why you got your hat on backwards. You might be writing code, but at least you got your hat on backwards. There is a difference.
That's true. Like yesterday, I was right in the middle of executing some stuff. I was hammering it out when you Skyped me, and I'm like, he's like, you got his hat on backwards. You must be writing some code. You got to attack it. It's like, I mean, how do you aggressively write code? But I do, right? It's like, get after it, whatever it is, whatever your job is,
Get
whatever you're
after
doing, whatever your
Just,
hand
just
finds to
stop
do.
being dull. I love what Mike said. Just, guys, you get one life, my friends. You know, Mike, speaking of body language, I don't even let my son walk with his head down. Like, I watch for that stuff. If I see him walking with his head down, I'll say, Caleb, don't walk with your head down. Walk straight up. When you walk into a room, walk into a room. Hear me? I tell him, when you walk on that baseball field, you walk on that baseball field. When you go up to the plate to hit, look at the pitcher the whole way up. Look in his eyes. Don't take your eyes off his eyes. You'll freak him out. I don't care if he's tall. I don't care if he's fat. Stare in his eyes. Literally, like, walk right up to the line and just look at him. Because your body language affects your performance.
Right. There is no chance I will be listening to any Celine anytime soon. I do like what you said about Cotton Eye Joe, so I should probably bring my banjo in here and we should do some, banjo music.
I'm a
But
Cotton Eye Joe every morning, son. I'm telling you right now, man. That's what my alarm went off to this morning at 5 a.m. Cotton Eye Joe. I woke right up. I'm like, let's go, baby. Come on. Something about this.
hey, music can be impacting. I, I personally love bluegrass. It's so upbeat. How can you be sad when you hear a
That's the problem
banjo,
with
right?
people. They allow themselves to be sad.
Impossible.
Music is awesome. Use some music, man. I agree with you. I'm a bluegrass fan too, bro. I love good old bluegrass, man.
Yeah, I actually do that. That's true. I stand up and stomp around and throw my cap down.
I know. I love it.
Uh,
That's how I know we just had a major breakthrough. I love.
Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I got Danny's.
You got Danny's
Well, go ahead.
guitar.
I got her electric guitar in my office right now. She left it in here. There was no amp, so I said, "Bring the amp in here," because sometimes I'll just like hit the distortion and hit some power chords. Oh, that'll just like get you
Last
going.
one. Come on. Where's the passion?
Nope, not doing it. Hey, we got questions. People don't want to hear me hack. I'm no good.
I throw
So,
things. Not really. I do go clean my garage when I'm ticked off. So my garage like it's perfect clean.
I'm just yeah.
Because all you people out there,
That's funny right there. It's like when I get mad, I mow my grass. All my grass is gone now. It's just dirt.
that's funny, man. You know them stress balls that you squeeze? I rip mine open. The sand falls all over
I
my
eat them.
desk. Anyway, tell us what we got, Bubba. Let's rock this thing. We got 6 more minutes. Let's see what we can squeeze in.
Hey,
No, Carol, I don't have anger issues.
no, he definitely does not have anger issues. But you know what? High performance is sometimes stressful, and you need outlets for stress. And that's one of the reasons I have guitars in my office, and one of the reasons I go for walks. I mean, you do have to physically like let that stress go.
You've made a good point, Mike, and you're right. You've got to have outlets for your intensity. That's why you can't live in a continual state of intensity and passion. You've got to have outlets. It's very important for people that live high intense, high passion lives, because if you're not careful, you'll actually destroy your adrenaline glands. Believe me, one day I'll share my story about that. What we got, Mike?
Um, I just got a text from Jim Beach. He's on the show, but I can't see his name here for some reason. He said, "You can't say you're no good." I don't speak negativity, but I'm really not a musician. I love to play. I'm not a
Realistic.
musician. Simple as that. Sometimes you got to
You're
know your
positive.
limits.
Listen, you're positive about your failure, about your weakness. It's not negative, right?
Yeah,
You suck
I'm
at
okay with
guitar,
it.
right? You're
Yeah,
positive about
I'm
it.
working on it.
Mike,
You know.
why don't
Hey,
you ask the last question that came in today?
we have like 5 minutes left. Hey, and this is a great question. I can segue into it very easily because we keep getting distracted off of this. And the question is, how can I keep myself from getting distracted?
Dude,
We're sort of the poster child for
I
distraction today.
might be probably one of the last people to ask this question and one of the first people to ask this question, because I am of the nature and the type of personality that can easily get distracted. And I have paid a dear price in the past for being distracted in my life. I know the price of distraction. I know the pain of distraction. I know the consequences of distraction. And I love what Joe said, and he's right. A lot of entrepreneurs are easily distracted because it's so in your blood that, like, it's so in your blood, and you see things like, oh, we can start something, we can do this, we can fix this, let's do this, that it's tough. There's no way around it. It's tough. And I'm not talking about the lazy distraction of, just the basics of how to keep yourself from getting distracted. There's no way around it other than just I some basics. Meditation helps kind of get your mind, right. Two, for me, now this won't work for someone like in Mike's job. For me, because of my style of work, I do better when I work for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break, work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Not everybody can do that. For me, that works. Taking small little breaks where I do nothing, literally, where I'll set a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then once that 10 minutes is over, I immediately re-engage for 25 minutes. This is what they would call, and there's actually a book written about this, it's called the Pomodori technique. It works, but it doesn't work for everybody. Mike and I have talked about this. Um, it's good for me, not good for a guy like him in his line of work. He's got to just stay, once he gets going, he's got to stay going. You know what I mean? A lot of it depends on what you do. But, I think the number one way to overcome distraction is to remember the consequences of getting distracted. Mike, you?
It's good.
Oh, what is it, Phil?
Uh, you know, I'm gonna be, yeah. Hey, we have a lot to try to cover, so there's a lot of details and yeah. Anyway, one of the things that I've and I actually wrote a blog post about sort of the schedule that I try to implement. I haven't been 100% successful with it, but I need large blocks of uninterrupted, distracted time to be able to do creative things, like writing code and developing stuff. And it's a real challenge to try to get like a 6 hour block of time. And what I found in my past is that a lot of the really good stuff that I've done, the really creative, uh, um, really productive time has usually been from like midnight till 6 a.m. And that's literally just because there's no distractions. It's a distraction free period of time because of our cycles of life. And, but that's difficult. It's difficult to live like
Yeah,
that.
especially if you got a 9 a.m.
Um,
show.
but yeah, yeah. It's kind of difficult. So I'm actually working on trying to develop a process that allows me to carve out those blocks of time on Tuesdays and Thursdays to be able to do sort of head down, deep in development for an extended creative period of time. And one of the things that I'm finding, I literally have to turn off my phone, close all of my email clients, because we literally live in a society where we go from disruption to disruption to disruption, and sometimes we're like 6 interruptions deep in something and we forgot what we were even working on. We sort of have to work our way back up to it when our inbox drives our life and when our phone drives our life, and you got to like just turn those things off to
That's good.
focus.
And you're right. And you know what I'm learning, Mike? And I'm going to close with this. We always tweak. High performers, high successful people are always growing. They're always tweaking. They're always, figuring out what works better. We had somebody, and this is not a sales pitch, but I want you to hear me out. Last week, somebody bought a life coaching package, 4 coaching sessions with me. And I looked at them and I thought, wow, I'm shocked that they're investing in coaching, because I view that person as a highly successful, highly performing person. And I asked him, I said, if you don't mind me asking, why are you, of course I know this, because I really believe that the more successful you are, the more you need coaches, the more you need people around you that you can strategize with,
Right.
bounce things off with, and people that can just kind of help you stay focused, And he said, look, he said, man, I haven't arrived. He said, I'm still growing and learning, and I want to get better. I admire people like that. So even though this isn't a plug for any of my services, it kind of is, whether it's mine or whoever. You should invest in some type of, even if it's not a coach, a book, a seminar. This show is a big start, and this is free. This show really was launched as a way for Mike and I to give back to our community, to help you grow and to help inspire you and to help motivate you. And as you know, we're here every day at 9 a.m., my friends, Fuel for Success. You can watch any previous episode at fuelforsuccess.tv. You can go to YouTube and type in Fuel for Success and watch any of our previous episodes. You can download these episodes on your iPod and on your iPhone or any device that you would like, and listen to us while you walk. I had people someone text me this morning, said she listens to us while she's at work on her headphones. So that's awesome. Good things are happening, man. Thank you guys so much for taking time to be with us today. We're honored and we're humbled that you would join our show. Those that are live, and then, of course, literally thousands watch later on our archives. And we're honored that you took the time to do that as well. So we'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for our show about spirituality. We love you. God bless, and we'll see you tomorrow, Mike. Enjoy your day, buddy.
You too.